Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Michael. Michael is from Portsmouth in England, in the UK. So let's see what Michael has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Michael, how are you?
Hello to you. I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. I am currently just sat at the top of Portsdown Hill in Portsmouth on a very rainy day, but nice view, so I can't
Oh,
complain.
wow, amazing,
Right.
amazing. Great
Yeah,
view and
all
the
good.
weather is good. So Portsmouth is the place where you're born and raised?
Yes. Yeah. Lived here all my life. Lived here all my life.
So tell me something interesting about the city. Tell me something about interesting about Portsmouth.
So it is a very historic naval town. We have got the HMS Warrior in the dockyard, which was a very important historic ship. It is actually the ship where Henry VIII stood when he watched the Mary Rose sink in Portsmouth Harbour.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, but it's a very, very historic city. Lots and lots of history to it. We've got like the museum surrounding D-Day as well, and we've got three different castles. So yeah, lots of history, lots of stuff to see.
Actually, I've been there once, actually.
Oh yeah.
However, yes, I have. However, it was summertime. We were camping somewhere nearby, and we went for the day just to enjoy the beach. And it was
Oh
an amazing.
nice.
It was really warm, and
Yeah,
it was great. We were walking a little bit around the city, but not much. We were
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
focused more in the water, in the ocean, for
Nice.
sure. How far do
Nice.
you live? How far are you from the beach?
If the traffic's good, about 20-minute drive. So not far, not far. I'm a regular visitor in the summer especially when I can get down when the sun comes out. If you go down the far end of the beach, there is a nude beach, which I spend a fair bit of my time there in the summer.
Oh, I haven't been to this place yet. Next time when I come, I would like to
There
show
we
me
go.
there.
There we go.
And what do you do for work, for living?
I work in a children's home.
Tell me a little bit about your
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, so before I worked there, I was working in the hospitality sector, but
Mhm.
I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis back in January of 2022, I think it was. And yeah, shift work was doing my body no favors whatsoever. I needed to find something that was a lot slower paced, a lot kinder to my body. Um, but yeah, I applied for this administrative rather position at at this children's home, and I got it. And I thought, I won't lie, at the start, I thought, is this going to be for me? Just because I've gone from a job where I am running around all day for like 8 hours to sitting on a chair at a desk. Like it is a major change of pace. But yeah, I soon realised like when I got my first paycheck at this new job, and it was like 200 quid more than I ever got at the restaurant. I turned around to my manager and I was like, "You telling me I got this sitting down with no one shouting at me? Like amazing."
It's a big shift for sure, big difference.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I've always said when I'm prime minister, everybody who leaves school will do a year in hospitality just to see what it's like and to see what your waiters and waitresses have to put up with on a day to day.
For sure, I worked in hospitality for a few years. I was working hotels, I was working restaurants as well in the past, and
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. It's great to meet great people, people that are friendly. There's always things happening, and
yeah,
but at the same time as well, it's hard work. I think for what, as you
uh-huh.
said, it's good for to have experience. It's good for you to to go through because it's a lot to learn, and there's
Yeah.
always you make
It toughens
memories.
you up. It toughens you up. It gives you a thick skin. Like
Absolutely.
I've had 40-year-old women shouting at me, calling me every name under the sun in like 30-degree heat because we ran out of chicken nuggets.
Oh my God. Michael, so before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you that you could share.
Oh, that's a good one. So, I started as started as MPJ in April of last year, but I've actually been doing the wrestling side of things since I was 17. I've been doing it a fair while. I mean, I'm 26 now, so
Wow.
nearly 10 years. Yeah, but it all started off on YouTube, actually. Yeah, I was, as I'm sure a lot of people who watch your stuff can relate to, I was a very sexually confused teenager. I thought I was asexual for the longest time just because I knew I didn't like it with girls, but I hadn't even considered boys. So I just thought, right, cool, I'm broken. Love that. Yeah, I found this as I was exploring myself and finding out what I liked and all that sort of thing. I found this bodybuilder who is now a very, very close friend of mine, love him like a brother. Um, Found his videos and I reached out to him. I mean, this was in the days where you could like direct message YouTube channels. I don't know if you even still can, but I sent him a message just like, by the way, really love the content and you're helping me in ways you don't even understand. Like you are helping me feel just more normal in myself. So thank you for that. And was not expecting a reply at all, but I got one like 2 weeks later saying, well, obviously, thank you very much for getting in touch. I'm thinking of like branching out into wrestling stuff because at the time it was mainly like bodybuilding, lift and carry, all that sort of thing. And did I want to be in a video? And bearing in mind, I was nothing like I am now. Like I was this painfully introverted, sweaty, like 17-year-old. Like nobody look at me. I just want to float through life. But yeah, I thought about it. It took me like a good month to consider, but I just thought, you know what? I am never going to get this chance again. So sod it. Let's do it. So yeah, hopped on a train to London and filmed a video with him. And it's just been one big snowball effect from there, really. Like I did the videos with him, and then through him I had the director of a wrestling company that I work for reach out to me and say, do you want to do videos for us? Which
Wow.
I did that for a few years. Still do occasionally, but that led to me making my own stuff as well after someone said, why don't you make your own stuff? And yeah, here we are. It's mad. It is. I was talking to someone about this the other day and I was just like, I cannot even comprehend how different my life would be if I didn't take a chance and do that one YouTube video. But it's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It's amazing, as you said, about saying yes, opportunities. You never know where it can take you. And sometimes when those opportunities come, you just need to, everything it took for you 1 month, take time, work on it, see what's good for you, and you never know. It can be something that's gonna take you a different part of your life, and you're gonna understand and you're gonna enjoy. That's how I see as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big leap for me to start making my own stuff. To be fair, because like back in March, April of last year, I met up with this wrestling company that I work for, and there was a guy over from the States who I've idolized for years in the wrestling scene. Like I've been watching his stuff for years. Like when the guy who runs the website messaged me saying, "Oh, by the way, he's coming over. Do you want to be in a video with him?" I'm like, yes,
Wow.
absolutely. Let's do it. But yeah, I was talking to him and he was the one who advised me to like start doing my own stuff. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. Like, is anyone gonna like really care? Like I'm kind of the guy that just features in the videos. Like I'm the one to be there and look pretty and get beaten up. Like, does anyone want to see my own stuff? He was just like, well, I mean, you've been doing it for every Tom, Dick, and Harry for this many years. Like, why not try your own stuff? And I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's give it a go. Like, I'll give it a go, and if nothing comes of it, then I can vanish in a month's time. No one's going to notice I'm gone. Like, it's fine. But it's really picked up, and I am very, 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 very proud of how far I've come. Definitely.
Amazing. All right, so during the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Yeah.
Michael, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Let's do it. Let's do
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got him back. Full of random fun questions. What I'm going to do, I'm just play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Gotcha.
Amazing. Let's do it. Yes, you always can join me dancing.
Yes.
Right, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Gotcha.
Amazing. First question for you is, would you ever get a tattoo and what that would be?
Oh, that is a hard one, just because I've always liked the idea of a tattoo, but it's the same way I've always liked the idea of getting my ear pierced. Like, this took me 25 years of life to pluck up the courage to get it done. But yeah, I don't have a massive pain tolerance by any means. So whether I'd actually go through with it or not is another thing. But I've always liked the idea of if I were to get one, I think I would get something along that with my cousin. She's got a really beautiful one of a forget-me-not flower on her ankle, which is the forget-me-not flower is a symbol of dementia awareness, because my granddad who passed away 2022, towards the last 6 years of his life, he had mixed dementia, and it was, I mean, it's horrible. Absolutely, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Absolutely not. But I've said to my partner, like, the minute I start losing control of my faculties, like, ship me off to Switzerland and get me jabbed. Like, I don't want to live like that. Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think if I ever did, I think it would be that. I think it would be in honor of my granddad. Yeah.
It's interesting you saying that about the pain, because I don't have any tattoos either, and I love seeing tattooed people. I think it's so great, people that express themselves through tattoos, and I think it's beautiful. However, when I think about the pain as well, I'm a bit scared. But the older I get, I start considering something maybe very discreet, something small, little, but yeah, the older I get, if you come across, why not? But for now, I'm okay with.
Gotcha. There we go.
Amazing. Next question, let's do it. Okay, Michael, next question is, what makes you a unique person?
Oh, that is I would say that I have always prided myself on my ability to be kind and respect everyone I meet, even if there are instances where I don't necessarily agree with their views or what they necessarily believe in. Like, I am very much a believer of treat people how you'd want to be treated.
Yeah.
And yeah, I always try to bring that into the people or the meets that I do and the people that I work with.
Yes, I think kindness nowadays are always being, very important, because being kind is so easy, so simple for people. And I guess that's, and it's clever actually, because when you are kind to people, actually this comes back to you in a bigger proportion. You know what I mean? So it's about that. Next question, Michael. Let's do it. Before the next question, as you mentioned in the beginning of the interview about being asexual, yeah, growing up about regard your sexuality, wasn't sure, was a bit tricky. Two questions in one. The first part of the question is, did you have the support of your family regarding that? It was difficult for you, or did you feel alone sometimes? And the other part of the question is, how is being gay in Portsmouth? Do you feel safe? Do you feel you can be yourself? How do you say that?
Oh, so yeah, I came out when I was 17. Um, and it was a whole roller coaster just because I came out to my auntie first and foremost, just because I absolutely love my auntie. She's like my go-to person when I'm having a stress, when I need someone to talk to. And I told her first, but then turns out while I was telling her, my cousins heard. So then so then I had to tell my cousins, and then my auntie was like, "Well, you're gonna have to tell everyone now, just because otherwise it's gonna come out at some point where before you're ready to tell them, and it's just gonna be a disaster." So yeah, so I had to tell people a little faster than I'd hoped. But I came out to mum and dad, and they they I mean, they love me. They love me. They haven't disowned me or anything, which I am obviously incredibly grateful for. Um, my dad, well, no, my mum was, I think the word would be disheartened, just
Okay.
because I have a younger brother who is autistic,
Okay.
and needs full-time care. So he's never going to be able to like live on his own or have kids or anything like that. And like I personally, at the moment, I don't want kids. That may change in years to come. Who knows? But
Sure.
at the moment, I don't. And she was just kind of like I think she kind of felt like, how else is life going to kick me while I'm down, sort of thing. Which
Mm.
I I get, I do get. Like I very much, I've said to her since, like I very much appreciate that you are able to be that honest with me. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but since have we've grown a lot closer through it. Absolutely. My dad's was, I think he was a bit confused as to how I'd made such a life affirming decision at such an early age. I think that was his big thing, just because I'll never forget it. He was like, "Well, mate, you've never done anything serious with a girl. How do you know you don't like it?" And I just turned around and said to him, like, "Well, you've never done anything serious with a bloke. How do you know you don't like it?"
I love it.
Sorry.
Oh my God, what was his answer?
He couldn't answer. That was the glorious thing. He had no answer. I just said to him,
Oh
like,
my God.
it's when you know, you know. It's a biological thing. Like, I don't need to go hug a cactus to know I ain't gonna like it. But
Oh,
yeah, I think my dad has definitely been the. It's been an uphill battle to get him to a place where he is fully acceptant of it. Like he said at the time that he would struggle with the idea of me being in a relationship with a man and like coming home with a man and that sort of thing, which is fair enough. It's fair
yeah.
enough, because the other thing as well is he was a policeman for 30 years, and obviously he lived through AIDS crisis and God knows what else. And I vividly remember we watched It's a Sin not too long ago. We watched it, me, mum, and dad, just because
Yeah.
I said to them, like, I want to watch it, but also I want to watch it with you guys, just because I want to get a feel of what it was like for you when you were younger. Like I want to know where this fear for me comes from. And I remember my dad saying, like, well, my dad and my mum, like, if you were gay when we were younger, you were going to get AIDS and you were going to die. It was simple as that. And if you ever exhibited anything that wasn't masculinity, you were going to get beaten up and you were going to die. My dad, that was my dad's whole perspective. And I think it was purely he was scared for me. He was scared for me. Like he said, like, I grew up in the days where we had John Hurt on the telly with the dramatic advert saying "Don't die of ignorance" and all this, and like in school, AIDS was anally injected death syndrome. Like, it was, yeah,
Wow.
it's a lot. But I think he was purely coming from a place of he was scared for me. But
Absolutely.
since we have obviously, it's not, it's sort of like it's not like a said thing, to be honest. It's a part of me. It doesn't need to be like I walk into a room and I'm like, I'm here.
Of
But
course.
yeah, but I have since been very, very, very lucky to find the man that I love and that I know I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. We have got the big day next year, and
Oh my
yes,
God.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and like they're all fully supportive of it. Like they came when we were looking at venues. They came with us,
Wow.
and yeah, I am fully aware just how fortunate I am to have
Oh,
such a supportive family. Absolutely.
beautiful.
But yeah, in terms of Portsmouth, like, I don't think it's not that it's not progressive, because it is. Like, it is a quite accepting city. However, I can say, hand on my heart, that I have never walked hand in hand with my man in the street, ever. Purely because I wouldn't feel safe to do so. Like, I again, I've had a policeman of a dad telling me horror stories all my life of this is what happens when you're two men holding in the street. Like,
Yeah.
it is a fear of mine. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's something I'll ever get past. Hopefully in years to come it will be a more accepted thing. Who knows? But the one time I have exhibited any outward show of affection to my man in a public place, I was dropping him off at the train station and I gave him a kiss on the cheek. That was it. And as I did that, there was a van that drove past and decided to yell "Pags" from his window. So
Mm,
you can you can see where the worry comes from. uh,
absolutely.
yeah, it's, I mean, it's, I'm not scared. I'm not like scared for my life going out and being who I am. Like, I went out the other night with my work colleagues to the gay club, and like I was fully there in a pair of heels, in a crop top, like dancing the night away. And because I was with them, I was with a bunch of people that fully accepted who I am, that didn't give a shit. In fact, they were absolutely loving it. They were living for me. Like, I felt safe. I felt safe enough to do that. But again, would I be as outgoing and flamboyant, I guess the word, as that in just my day-to-day life? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, I am quite a masculine presenting guy,
Hmm.
I think. And I've definitely come into my femininity over the years, for sure. I've got a little bit more expressive, but there is still that brain training from when I was younger of this is how boys act, boys don't cry. Like, you're a man, man it up.
As you mentioned about your love and your admiration for your aunt, let's see, she's watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say?
I would say, I I just bloody love you. Like, you have always been my biggest cheerleader, and I know that I could come to you with anything and there would be no judgment whatsoever. And she is a safe space to me. Absolutely. Like, I don't know what I'd do without her, honestly.
I can see her smiling right now watching this interview. Yeah. Next question for you is, what is something you wish you could do every single day?
Oh, I think something that I do every single day, get a solid 8 hours of sleep. That'd be nice. No, I think I would like to be able to go for a swim in the sea every day. That'd be lovely if it was a little bit warmer. Yeah, I am absolutely at my happiest in the summer when I can go down to the beach, because I've always been a water baby. I learned to swim when I was like 3, and yeah, I'm absolutely at my happiest in the water, just at the beach. Like, literally the other day, me and my partner went down to the seafront and we just sat on the beach the wind was absolutely howling, but we were just sat there on the beach with a box of cheesy chips, all wrapped up in our big coats. Like, yeah, it's my happy place for sure.
Very good. And you are very lucky because you're not far from there, so it's great for
Exactly. Oh yeah, I couldn't. I've said to my man, like, no matter where we move, I need to be within driving distance of the ocean. I need it. That is my one condition.
Amazing. Next question. Hey, Michael, next question is, what makes you feel discouraged?
Oh, discouraged. I would say my own brain a lot of the time.
Okay.
I got diagnosed with depression back in, would have been November of last year. And it's been an uphill struggle. It has been a reality check ever since, absolutely, because I know in myself that I am a chronic overthinker. I always have been. And particularly with my partner, who unfortunately has chronic pain in his back, which affects the vast majority of his body, and like, he 9 days out of 10 he can like get himself around all that, but there are those days where he needs me a bit more to like help him up off the sofa and into the shower and all that sort of thing. And yeah, there are days where he's having a low day, and if I ask him if he's okay and he says, yeah, I'm fine, my brain immediately goes to, you've done something wrong. You've upset him. Like, he's upset with you. And that has definitely been a big learning point for me, being in a relationship. I mean, just being in a relationship. Like, I need to put a bit more faith in him that if he says he's okay, he's okay.
He's okay,
like,
yeah.
Just don't. The thing is with me, I have always been someone who tries to look after people the best I can and support them. And it is sometimes to my own detriment. I sometimes care a bit too much, and I just end up exhausting myself. I get
true.
I just get like empathy fatigue, and it gets to the point where I've got nothing left for me. Like, I need to remember to look after myself, definitely.
So yeah.
Oh, be kind to myself if I've heard that from my therapist once. Out on a
Yeah,
t-shirt.
absolutely. I think most of the time you need to look in the mirror and go like, you know what, you're doing
You're
well. You
doing all
can
right.
accept.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to that because it sounds silly, but actually makes a difference because it's like a
Mm,
reminder. First of all, thanks so much, Michael, for being so open and talk about that. Actually, I made a
of course.
note here because I was checking your profile a little bit and I could see you talking very open about mental health. And I
Mm.
said, oh, very brave of him to be,
Oh,
exposing himself. In the end of the day, you are helping people. I believe
oh,
that when you
thank
talk
you.
about your struggles, when you talk about things that you're going through, got
Yeah.
goosebumps now because it's so
No,
powerful. It's
no.
true because somehow it's healing for you talking
Yeah.
about at the same
Yeah.
time as well you're helping people. And when you say about overthinker, I include myself in your group because I can picture myself overthinking sometimes.
Mm.
However, we need to find a way to kind of distract ourselves. For example, for me, when I find
Yeah.
myself in a mood that I'm there overthinking, analyzing, and as you said, your energy, like you spend a lot of energy and you get
Yeah.
drained. Do you know
Uh-huh.
what I do? I made a joke with myself. I go like, "Oh, look at you going there again." Trust me, it helps because it distracts me somehow. So find a
Yeah.
way when you find yourself in that moment that you are draining without energy going there, find a way for you to distract yourself. And for me,
Mm.
I do. I go like, look, William, you're getting that again. Turn around. So I make a joke somehow, and
Yeah.
it's so yeah. I understand your point, and
Oh, yeah.
it's
Thank you for your kind words, mate. I really appreciate that.
absolutely
But
no,
yeah,
absolutely
I've always been, well, I say I've always been. Before I came out, I think that was absolutely a turning point in my life. Like I say, I was this painfully shy, introverted, like quiet kid at the back of the class that just got on with it. But yeah, I have definitely learned since then that it does me absolutely no favors to like put on the happy face and be like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, because my dad,
yeah,
he has always said about the um sort of like dripping sponge effect. Like a sponge can only soak up so much, and all it takes is that one more drop of water, and it's all just going to go,
yeah,
and it all comes out. It all comes out, and I had that. I had that probably just after I left my hospitality job. I
hmm
was I was at I think I was at the lowest I've ever been, absolutely. And it did just get to the point where I just broke down. I absolutely broke down. I've never cried like that in my life, but I was just like, I cannot take this anymore. And that is when I went to the doctors and they said, you mate, textbook depression. Like, absolutely. But yeah, I've since then, like I have tried therapy as well, which has just been amazing. Amazing. I advocate therapy for anyone and everyone. If you haven't tried it,
yeah,
go now. Like even if you think you have
yeah.
nothing particularly wrong going on in your life, just go. Just because I went initially for my nail biting because I've been biting my nails for years. And initially I thought it was just like a learned behavior from my dad because he was biting his nails for years as well. Um, but in talking to said therapist, no, that opened up a whole can of worms,
Absolutely.
which yeah, I have since uncovered stuff that I never even thought was remotely related to this thing that I do. And yeah, it has been in the 6 months that I've been going,
Mm.
it has
Like
absolutely
life
changed
change.
my life.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I do still bite. I do still bite. I have days where particularly on my low days, where I will have a bit of a nibble just because I
It feels good.
have,
Joking.
yeah, yeah. I think for me anyway, the way we've like talked about it at therapy and all that sort of thing, I have essentially turned it into a like sort of self-harm mechanism against myself, just because the way my ulcerative colitis makes me feel, it makes me feel gross inside. So this is my brain's way of saying, well, you feel gross out, you feel gross inside, let's make it feel gross outside. Like it was, it's mad. It's mad to even conceive the way that your brain rationalizes things without you even realizing it. And yeah, it's absolutely life changing. Like, go to therapy. If you haven't been to therapy, please do yourself a favor.
Amazing. Yeah, it's good to talk. It's good to remember to be kind, and also remember that you're not never alone out there. There are so many people, facing the same situation. Sometimes we think that we are the only person facing those things, and trust me, it's not. There are a lot of people
No.
there, the same boat. Good. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being open and talk about, for sure.
That's okay.
3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question is, I think this one is going to be very easy for you. Which person do you talk to the most beside your fiancé?
Either my auntie or I have a friend in America who I am very, very close with. Basically, I worked at a summer camp in Connecticut for 2 summers, and we joke constantly about us getting married for green card privileges. Like, I absolutely love her. But yeah, we stay in constant touch, and we are so close. Like, the amount of times we've rung each other up and been like, I can't fucking do it. Like, it's all a bit much. But you need to. I'm very lucky, and I'm very grateful in that I don't have a great big circle of friends, but I have friends that I am very, very close to, and that I know I'm never going to lose touch with, is the thing, which I would have over a great big circle of friends any day. Absolutely. Because I've got close friends that I'm still friends with from like infant school. Like,
Wow.
she's coming to my wedding, and I wouldn't be without her. So yeah, I try to look after my friends the best I can. Absolutely. Because I am a caregiving personality. I always try to look after the people the best I can.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Before the next question, as I can see your eyes shine when you mention your fiancé, tell me, what's the biggest difference between both of you and the biggest similarity?
Oh, biggest difference. I would say I am definitely the extrovert of us. Definitely.
Right.
He is much more of a homebody, which is fine, just because we bounce off each other. Like, there are days where I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to see people, and he will like wrap me up in my big old weighted blanket, get me a Domino's for tea, and just like, we're having a home day today. And that has been, I think that's definitely been something that I've had to learn over time, just to take a breath, because I'm not someone who can sit still and just do nothing for very long. Like, even like this bank holiday weekend, like it gets to Sunday afternoon, I'm like, I'm bored. There's only so much telly you can watch, for goodness sake. But yeah, it's just, you need to learn how to take a step back and just be Just sit still for a moment, for goodness sake. Biggest similarity, I would say we are. We both have like kind of like niche interests, I guess. Like we both love. Like we got a English heritage. Well, I got him a English heritage membership last year because I know he loves his history and he loves his castles and all that sort of thing. And so do I, to be fair. So like we both like on a weekend we will just randomly drive up the country somewhere and go see a castle. We both love that.
I
Love
love it.
that. We both love a bit of traveling as well. Like we when we first got together, I don't. He'd never been out of the country that wasn't a family holiday,
Mhm.
and I was just like, no, we're changing that absolutely because it is a big old world out there, and I want to see it, so we're going. And yeah, I mean, since we've been to Poland, Iceland, we went to Croatia for a weekend the other weekend. Like, yeah, we've gone all over the shop, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Amazing. Last question. Ready?
Ready?
Let's do it. Let's fun.
Let's do it. Can't take too much, otherwise the phone's going to fall over.
Last question for you is: tell me something that your parents did or still do that comforts you the most.
Ooh. I think that I know that I can phone up my mum or my dad any time of the day or night and just say like, I need you right now. Like I need a hug, I need a cry, and they will drop everything and be there. Which which is amazing just to know that whatever the case might be, I've got that love, I've got that security blanket there, which I wouldn't be without.
Amazing. Right, so the end
Yeah.
yet. Play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with money.
Wrestling.
Fear.
Snakes.
Family.
Love.
Life.
Fun.
Love.
Ryan.
Sex.
Ryan.
Religion.
Agnostic.
Politics.
Difficult.
Friendship.
The most important thing, if I can get away with more than just one word.
Sure, absolutely. Desire.
Sorry. A fulfilling life.
Regret.
Not standing up for myself more.
Success.
Happiness.
And one word for happiness.
Oh, that's difficult. Why is that the hardest word? Yes. My life right now.
Amazing. Wish.
More holidays.
One word for Portsmouth.
Say again.
Portsmouth, one word.
Portsmouth. Home.
One word for England.
Green.
And the last one now, wrestling, one word.
Joy.
Amazing. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your fiancé for a coffee and I'm going to ask him, define Michael in one positive word and one negative word only. What he would say?
Positive word, I think, would be weirdo, because he calls me a weirdo all the time. Negative. I think overthinker, to be honest. Like he knows I am my own worst enemy. And the amount of times he's just been like, just please be kind to yourself. Please.
If I would ask the same question to your lovely aunt, it would be the same answer?
I would say again, probably overthinker is the negative. I would say positive would be unapologetically myself.
Amazing. Let's play now, Michael and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that,
Okay.
let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right, before you ask me the question, let's see. I come to Portsmouth for a night out. Where would you take me?
A night out, right? I would say we are going to go to HB, which is Hampshire Boulevard, which is Portsmouth's gay club, because it is the only place in the city where you're going to go in there at like 1 a.m. and they're playing ABBA. Lovely.
Oh no, lovely.
Lovely. And after that, after we have had a night of dancing the night away, because it is a workout when you go out with me, we are having a dance.
I love it.
After that, we are taking a taxi and we are coming up to the top of the hill where I am now. And we are getting a Mix Monster Burger, which is a burger van which has been running for 43 years now.
Wow, amazing.
It is a staple of Portsmouth, and yeah, they do this burger called the Gut Buster. It is easily that big.
They're gonna be very happy for their advertising then here on the show. I love it.
I know. You're welcome.
Right, you can ask me a question now, Michael.
Yes. So one I thought for you, right? If you could have dinner with 3 people, living or dead, right? Who would they be?
Right. Great question. When you're formulating the question, you know what? The first person that came to my mind is Princess Diana. And actually, and regarding that, the 2 other people to put in the same table would be Prince William and Prince Harry. And I'll tell you why. It's sad to see, this, what's happened between them right now, this thing, because the whole world saw them growing up together, they're always very close. And suddenly, for one reason or another, they fall apart. So had this opportunity, I would love to see their mom sitting in the same table, having both as well, and I would be there first shaking because I'll be close to them. However, I would love to sit with them and to have a meal and to somehow they had the opportunity to talk between them, know that their mom is around, and and just have a moment. And I think that's
so sweet.
That's so sweet. I would love that. I would love that.
Family counseling.
I
love that.
I actually, when we were saying about someone, she came to my mind. However, 2 more people, I would put them for sure together. I would love that. Nice. One day, maybe one day they're gonna get together, and maybe one day I'll sit with them. Well, oh my God, imagine! Wow.
Mate, the tea that would be spilled.
And I would actually this interview. I was, remember Michael, our conversation on the phone. Remember our conversation? It became true. Oh. Amazing. Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. I had a great time, mate.
Thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks again for being so open and talking about your life, and also, again, talking about that. Somehow we help people, and it's good to be brave and speak out. You never know how many people you can touch saying that. Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Yes. So I thought long and hard about this one. One that I only became aware of recently after they passed away was from, do you know Dame Edna Everage?
It rings a bell.
Yes,
Um,
big pink wig, like Elton John glasses, drag queen. Barry Humphries was
right.
the name of the bloke who played her. But yeah, like drag royalty basically. She's up there with like Lily Savage and all those sort of people. And one of her quotes that I learned after she passed away, and obviously everyone was sharing it and saying like there was documentaries on her life and all that sort of thing. One of the favorite things that I learned she ever said was, never be afraid to laugh at yourself. After all, you could be missing out on the joke of the century.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's
I
good,
love
isn't it?
that. Absolutely, I love that. Wow. Thanks so much for the interview. It was a pleasure, and we keep in touch. Okay. Regards
Yes,
to
absolutely, mate.
to your aunt, to your parents, and we keep in touch. Okay. Take care, Mike.
You
Take
look after
care.
yourself. See you later. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.